There are 14 sailors aboard the ship, pirates, as you are deeming. They're charging them now, and they are kneeling at the front quarter of the deck. The pilot is still holding on to the wind and water helm of the ship, and then the captain is sitting with the rest of the crew in front, kneeling, and has been captured by the.
Corry.
Yes.
Do any of these individuals have substantial bounties on their heads?
Ooh.
Well, how would you garner this information?
I believe I have the bounty hunter background, which I believe comprises me of this kind of knowledge. I'm running off memory here. I'm not entirely certain.
So you are the Mark of Finding?
I am
a badass.
No, I am not. My race is actually Hobgoblin. Because Hobgoblins need love too, man.
I love it.
Oh I love this so much that you are freaking wearing this helmet. Nobody knows.
So fantastic.
Your milkshake makes so much more sense.
I'm an heir of Dakan. We went in vaults since the Dakani Empire fell and came out during the war.
I love this. That is one way of moving around in society without a society knowing that you are not of the friendlier races. I
love it.
This is so good.
That like Dorgan's an ally of Breland.
Okay. Yes. 3 of the crew members are known pirates and are known associates of pirates.
Do we have a brig?
It's a cruise ship.
You, in fact, have a second airship that you have now recaptured for House Lyrandar.
I don't want to fly that thing. That sounds so bothersome.
I'll do it.
I don't know how to fly a ship. Swan.
Okay, can you? I know your type are better at that.
Absolutely, yes. It's easy. I can pilot it, yeah.
I'm narrow my eyes.
I'm offering everybody from the other ship the pirate snacks. Just like essentially a bag of potato chips. Like, oh, okay.
Oh no, the entire other ship is now going to be known as pirates. There are just 3 individuals with their outstanding bounties on them.
Yeah, so the ones with outstanding bounties, no snacks. Everybody else can still get a snack.
Is the captain one of the people with outstanding bounties?
Yes. In fact, that would be the trophy of the bounties aboard that ship.
Do we know how much it's worth?
Yeah, let me just roll real quick. Oh yeah, that's about 140 platinum.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot out my with my wand of vicious globs. But literally, it's like a tangle wire.
You bola this individual.
Well, I have to hit him.
Good.
Oh, look at that! It's just a 30.
Yeah.
That's
freaking.
Why not a 40?
Why not?
Bounded accuracy, schmounded accuracy, whatever.
They're restrained for an hour, and I'm just gonna.
All right, so you take the captain into custody, and transport them back aboard the other ship.
I will point out that cruise liners have a brig in them. Like
absolutely, there's a brig. It's
but Gabe, you wanted to get in?
Oh, I want to hop over to the other ship.
Oh
yeah, easily. There are tethers going between them at this point.
And I look at the rest of the crew. Look at me. I am the captain
now. Roll intimidation.
Gladly.
I would like to use Flash of Genius to be like back him up with my gun and shit, and he's gonna get a +5 to this.
Yes.
That's a 26.
Oh yeah. Terrified. 100% intimidate the other crew. They are now your crew. If you can trust pirates, that is.
If you want to be paid, and I can pay you, you will help me Keep that one safe. And it'll be bigger than you expected in a payday. If you fail, is anyone like eyeing me up wrong?
There is one individual back to the left of the crowd who has this like venomous hatred on his face.
I throw him off the edge.
If you reach over, he's bound, like ropes behind his back and everything, with this blistering gaze staring at you, and he like spittle flies from his mouth as you grab him by the front of his shirt and just hoist him up, and he starts screaming at you like how he's going to do terrible things to you, and then you just walk him over to the edge, whoop, and throw him off.
Everyone else that doesn't have a bounty, I gave 10 gold pieces.
That seems to
And some potato chips.
yes.
10 gold in a party?
10 gold in a party.
Yeah.
They completely fail on resisting your charms, and they seem to be, for the time being at least, loyal to their new captain.
That's fine.
With Kay as their new pilot, and you are now escorting the Aegis. There are significant damages to your ship, and it is clearly not well armored or suited to airborne combat in any way.
Good.
Just point of order, once I realized they were surrendering, I'm also going to dismiss Calcifer so he stops burning a hole through the floor of the ship, because anything flammable ignites. So I'm just going to be like, go take a nap now. Boop.
This smoking wreckage is limping along and cannot keep pace with the other ship. But you now have an airship that is yours as bounty, as recaptured from the pirates.
I would like to have a quick side conversation with Zaxis.
Adley.
It is technically still owned by House Lyrandar, but as there is an heir Mark of Storm piloting this ship in service of House Lyrandar, the ship is yours. Okay, conversation with Zaxis.
Yeah.
Yes, Cass.
Walks up to you, gestures to where the you chucked the pirate off, and says,
Yes.
"That's not the way."
Cass, I accept that you have your way. And I hope that you accept that I have mine. That will never be you.
It's important to me that my companions know where my loyalties lie. And they are not with you first. And he walks over to where they fell off and reaches over the edge and pulls up a grapple and starts to hoist the person back up.
You realize by doing this, you literally just
I'll let you have
demonize
your moment first.
You demonize the authority that I had, because now it doesn't, if I don't react to what you did, they'll think that I can be disrespected.
They don't have to know.
Where are you going to put this person?
It looks at the ship above us.
Pah. I'll remember. I won't forget where your loyalties lie, Cass. And I sheath my sword and I walk back over to the ship. And I don't have to do the conversation, but I'm going to start talking to them to see if they knew anything that I didn't know about the ship's route and such.
I will invisible this bound person so that they don't see him.
Okay, so Cassisvel, the good guy, rescues the individual that was thrown overboard.
I have a code. Fight me.
Somebody's going to.
I just want to thank Velucha there for the best name for our new ship, which is the Potato Ship.
The potato ship?
It's happening. No matter what, that's what Kiki's calling this thing.
You know what? It makes perfect sense. It is very inelegant at this point. It is a smoking hulked ruin. We'll call it a barbecue potato ship.
Yeah, that's Kiki's favorite. They're like cramming these chips into their mouth, looking around like, you know what we should call this thing? The potato chip.
UPS? Yes.
I just like giving like potato chip crumb like thumbs up to like Val and Zanixis, like
Cricket's just like,
Well, it's now been rechristened in fire, I suppose. So
it's happening.
or I think I'm still on the first ship, actually.
Yeah.
I did not go to the other ship.
You've got that like weird sense that's like Kiki's done something stupid.
Cricket's at the point where like she's so far past trying to like convince Kiki to act like a normal person. Like it's not worth the energy. I'm just gonna let them.
That's what my family said.
Like I'm just gonna let like Cricket's just gonna let Kiki live as long as it doesn't negatively affect her.
at this point, an alarm sounds, and the captain from the first ship, names, Verdean, you hear comes over.
Oh, my wife.
An announcement.
Yes.
Be warned, we are about ready to cross into the Mornlands. As you see, please be aware that the faces in the mist, they are not your friends. And though they might look like familiar faces from a distance, do not be tempted to leap overboard. They are not to be trusted. Please at this point, secure yourselves to the deck, as there are large flying predators that might think you are tastier than you actually are.
I mean, we might be pretty good, just saying.
Sounds like a good time to go break into a door. I mean, what?
I am gonna be firmly telling Flan to stay on the deck, try not to get tangled up with any of the bigger dinosaurs.
And in the dawn's light, as the battle is coming to an end and the smoking potato chip sails alongside you, you see an enormous fog bank, I suppose, that stretches from the ground to as far into the sky as anybody has ever flown. There are faces swirling in the mist, some of them benevolent, recognizable as your missing siblings, parents, loved ones, friends from childhood, and anybody who may have passed beyond this realm. They are diving and attacking and biting and tearing at one another. And diving in and out of this mist, you see that there are what could have been pterosaurs, perhaps, at one time, though they are quite large. And they look a little bit like Flan, except that they are red and veiny and they have teeth, unlike Flan. Lightning bolts strike back and forth amid the cloud as you start making your way into the hazy bank. You note that the deckhands throughout the ship are tying ropes to their waist and tying themselves off to the deck and the railing.
Is everybody back on the Aegis now? Or are some people still on
no, at least
the
one
very
person isn't.
cursed named ship?
At least two. So
yeah.
you've taken into custody the rogue Markov Storm that was piloting this ship. And he is in the brig, as along with the previous captain of that ship and the two other bounties that Cassis has taken into custody into the brig over on the Aegis.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I were to go down below decks, are there still going to be 3 people on the deck? Like, how many people do we have?
There should be 4.
Yeah, I'm on the deck at the Aegis. I believe Nathaniel is as well.
Yeah, and I think
Kiki
Kay
is around. And then
Kiki
Kay and
is...
Zanixis are on the other ship.
The other one.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
Cricket's
So
free
now
to
is a good
go
time for you to just duck away below, Cricket.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just make eye contact with everyone and just kind of be like, yeah, I'll be back. Like a look that's like, I'll be back.
Cassis holds up his hand and you see another one of those devices.
Yeah, I'll come over.
All right. So as he lays his hand on your shoulder, you feel this energy tingle across your body, and suddenly you can see through your hands as it crawls across you like lightning.
Active camouflage.
Yep. I'll be back.
Okay, you make your way below deck, and please roll for me another stealth check as you creep towards this iron defender.
That is me doing math, 23.
Yeah, this thing's not seeing you coming. As you're doing the Scooby-Doo sneak down the hall.
Yeah. Like, dun, dun, dun. All right. So can you just explain to me what is the setup as far as like the iron defender and this door? Is the door behind them?
Yes. So think of it as this massive bulldog made out of metal with glowing red eyes, and it's staring down the hallway. The hallway is about 5 feet wide, and it is poorly lit. There are doors marching down the sides on each side, not literally marching, but as you're marching down, there are doors in increments of probably every 15 feet.
Okay.
The hallway is maybe 70 feet long. And so that would be that there are 6 cabins on each side, say. And then there is the door at the end. The end of the hallway, there are 3 doors right next to each other. And the one that is 2 doors from the end on the left is your cabin. The one at the very end, this iron defender lays probably 3 or 4 feet in front of it on a small mat.
So what I'm trying to discern, so it's in front of the door. Like if I were to go to the door and my invisibility drops, is the iron defender looking at me or am I behind it?
You would be behind it, but you would be in technically the same square as it if it were a battle mat. You would be a foot away from it, easily within biting range.
Well, I mean, I've got hit points.
You would be stealthed and behind it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. YOLO. I want to dispel the door.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we all make bad decisions.
So you walk up to the door quietly, very quietly. The dog is paying attention down the hallway, does not know you're coming because you're invisible.
Right.
And you begin very, very quietly whispering your incantation to dispel magic while holding this lock.
Yep.
Roll for me another stealth check.
Okay. 17.
That is enough. You successfully dispel the lock on the door, and there appear to be no other mechanisms holding the door shut of any magical nature.
All right. Can I push it open?
You have 1 hour before that lock is going to become effective again and do whatever magic it's designed to do.
Okay. Yeah. Can I push it open and sneak inside? I just want to open it enough for just me to slip in.
So you depress the latch on the door and squeeze in. Immediately behind the door is a stairwell descending further into the belly of this beast. You close the door quietly behind you and start creeping your way down the stairs, no longer invisible.
I really wish I had some kind of communication magic, but here we go. I'm going to stealth down the stairs, please.
All right. I will continue with your 17 roll on your way down the stairs. As you come down around the corner of the stairs into this enormous hold, you see that everything has been reinforced. All of the timbers throughout this, I mean, it's very much not graceful like you would expect, like the standard ship to be. Coming down around, you see before you 2 enormous hulks of metal. You may have heard about them before, but never actually seen one in person. Warforged Titans, 2 of them, sitting across this enormous table from one another, with a small little kobold that you recognize, and they are playing cards. They're enormous forms. They're literally huge creatures, holding these tiny little cards, playing with this kobold. So in the image filters below me, there is a slideshow. There is a picture of one of these disturbingly large metal hulking creations. For reference, they have 2 mounted positions for medium creatures to ride and fire from upon them. They are war machines. They are sentient, and they are they're designed to destroy things. They do siege damage.
Cool.
And you can hear them sort of quietly muttering and slamming down cards on the table with their fingertips.
And they haven't seen me.
They have not seen you yet.
Jesus Christ.
Corey, how long has it been since Cricket went down?
I'd say it's been probably 5 or 6 minutes since she disappeared down the hallway.
When we hit 10, I think I'm going to shoot a message down to check in.
Okay. Everybody on deck is fairly occupied, as swooping in and out of the mists. It's dawn, and you can see the sky above is shining down, but it just does not really penetrate with any meaningful light. It is still dreary, and it's almost like it's overcast. It's so foggy in here. There is this acrid stench that permeates the fog. Diving in and out of the clouds, you can see these pterosaur forms that they haven't really taken a lot of notice yet, but they are sort of flying in parallel disturbingly.
That's a little bit weird. Do you see this?
The quiet.
Sorry. I think I might still be on the other ship, so I don't know if I can answer. But if Kiki sees like weird kind of dinosaurs zipping around, can I see if I know anything about them? Can I like do a nature check or something?
You can, absolutely.
That's going to be not great. That's just a 12.
A 12 will tell you that they look like they have their roots of, like their origin is the pterosaur similar to Flan. However, they have been warped and twisted by the Mournlands. So you're not sure exactly what they are now, but you can recognize what they were.
Okay.
Gonna be ready to like shoot them out of the sky if they get too interested, or at least a warning shot or two.
Yeah, that's.
I asked my crew if they know anything about them.
The old first mate, who is timidly offered his services as your new first mate,
I accept it.
Is still somewhat cowed by your earlier performance and the blazing in your eyes, and says, we generally avoid going into the Mournlands. We've seen many go in, and we escorted one to the edge, but they never returned. So we don't go in there, and we don't go in here. This is a really, really bad idea. I don't think we're gonna make it.
I say an extra 10 gold to anyone who survives.
I'll give you all the crew's gold if we could just turn around and get out of here.
You're alive. Keep it that way. But I can assure that you've seen half of what we can do. And you want to keep your position, right?
Rather keep my head.
Then do you want to jump?
That would not be keeping my head, so no.
Exactly. And then I cross my arms and I go stand north here, like the bow of the ship.
Very well. We go where the captain says.
I'm waiting.
Right.
I'm waiting for it.
All right. And above deck. So Kiki and Nate, Nathaniel, you will both see as a large pterosaur goes soaring across. It has what looks like a 45-foot wingspan as it just grazes the top of the deck coming out of the clouds. Doesn't actually do anything, but eyes you suspiciously as it flies by.
I'm just sort of staring wide-eyed, like just impressed.
Any one of you would easily fit within the maw of this thing.
Does it seem like it has any kind of intent, or is it just...
It's scouting you at the moment, I would say.
Okay.
So when it goes off into the mist on the side, do I see it like start to bank and turn for another pass?
Yeah, Kiki's definitely keeping their eyes on it. Flying animals are like their wheelhouse.
Yeah, it definitely flies out of range in the fog before you see it making any turns. But you can see that there is an eddy that follows it, and it sort of banks to the left.
Well, if I see it again, I'm going to Hunter's Market.
That's what I was gonna do.
I take my little...
Two Hunter's Marks.
I got my little... And I just put it down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we will both Hunter's Market when it comes within 90 feet.
Drop my rangefinder.
All right, at this point, Verdean comes out from the cabin and makes her way down to the deck and stands next to Nathaniel and Cassis. I trust you are aware that we are in quite some danger at this point, but be not alarmed. We are prepared to handle it. If you would just be prepared for any boarding action should I do not trust this other ship.
Xenixis knows what he's doing.
Yes, I'm sure Xenixis and Kay will hold up their end of the bargain, but you can never be too careful.
I mean, if anybody comes over here, we can kill them pretty easily. I mean, do you not see the dead bodies and the fact that we caught others?
Yes, and that I suppose is why you're here.
Exactly. I mean,
I wanted
honestly,
to congratulate you on your success during this last encounter. It is most impressive.
Just another.
Well, please maintain your watch, and I shall speak to you again soon. And she makes her way back to the cabin.
I'm gonna shoot off to Cricket. You safe?
Right now? Yeah. There are Titans down here.
Okay.
They don't see me yet.
Do you need a distraction?
Wouldn't say no.
I'm going to make a so I have this thing called magical tinkering as an artificer where I can make a non-magical object emit a phrase of up to 6 seconds every time it is touched. So I'm gonna take like a mechanical length of pipe and make a Steel Defender squeaky toy.
Oh.
So good. Just rub some of that leftover meat milkshake all over it. You'll be fine.
I finished that. It was delicious.
Was it though?
Oh, just saying, it's an albatross, guys.
That wasn't.
Okay, so Meghan,
Yeah,
Pickett, you are down below.
I certainly am.
What do you do now that you see these two titans?
Do I see like what does the rest of the room that they're in look like? Like, is that it, or is there like a door or something behind them, or
There's an enormous hatch, like the rear of a C-130 military airplane. The hatch
fine.
comes down like
Yeah,
a ramp.
All right, I'm going to assume that's going to the outside. No. Yes, I am. I don't know a damn thing about ships. Cool. And like that's the extent. It's just like them at this table playing cards, and then like this really large hatch.
They're playing with the cards with the Oldie the kobold from earlier.
Yeah, this is that moment where you're like, oh, probably should have been nicer to that guy. No regrets. Can I? It's like I can't get into a door that big, so there's no point. I'm gonna go. Can I just do like would doing like an investigation check or anything like be worthwhile if I were to just like really scope out the room just to like ensure that there is nothing other than like the Warforged and the Kobold in this giant hatch door?
Please do absolutely roll investigation will work.
15 plus a number, which is 21.
21. Okay, so on a 21, you can ascertain that the sloped ramp ship, the door at the rear of the ship is designed for loading and unloading cargo. This is a massive cargo bay. The ribs of the interior of the ship seem to be heavily reinforced against the deck, and you're seeing a correlation between the studs that were on the outside of the ship with where these beams intersect the ribs. That this is sort of a defensive measure. You recognize that there are ports where these studs actually have glyphs on them on the interior of the ship. And actually, now that you're looking around, really paying attention, you see some glowing light off behind some crates on the left. There's some tarps over crates in the background behind these titans, and there's a little bit of a glow behind one of them.
Oh well, I gots to see what that's about. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what that's about. Because
all right,
bad decisions.
So you stealth down the rest of the stairs, and you make your way around the edge of the hole, trying to remain as quiet as possible. However, when you get within about 20 feet of the Colossus, I'm sorry, not the Colossus, the Titans, one of them, the head just perks up and swivels around and looks straight at you, followed immediately by it standing up and pointing a rather large arbalest at you. Please desist in your actions. You are not welcome below.
Oh, I'm quite sorry. I seem to have gotten turned around. I thought that I was looking for the restroom. So sorry. Didn't mean to come down here. I guess this is not where I need to be right now.
Let's go with whatever the die say on that one. That's a persuasion, right?
Or deception.
Deception.
I think they're the same.
It's the same.
Oh no, they're not. Deception is better. So it was a 14 on die plus 13, so 27.
27. There are no bathrooms below the ships. You are not welcome down here. There are many defenses between you and here and there. So please, whatever route that you have taken, And at that point, Oldie pops up around the corner, standing on the shoulder. Oh, Cricket. Yeah. So, yeah, there's lots of ways around the ship. I'm sure you didn't mean to. Did you follow me through the vents? I'm sure you followed me through the vents, right? You certainly wouldn't have come through the locked doorway, right? You wouldn't have gone past that.
Oh no, of course not. Oldie, it's so good to see you. How have you been? Are you all right? There was a pirate attack up on deck.
Oh, is that what all that racket was? No, we're just playing cards down here. Having fun.
Oh,
You should join us.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
You brought coin, right?
Oh, of course. Plenty of coin.
You see as the arbalest flips back into the arm on, and then like you see the glowing red eyes that were staring at you click back over to green, and it sort of relaxes in his posture and sits back down at the table, and several cards are thrust over to an empty barrel space for you to sit down.
Well,
I'm gonna shoot a message and be like, I'm ready for exfil.
things have progressed in a way that I was not anticipating.
I'm ready to get the dog out of the way.
Right. Well,
Be ready to move.
so I've been dealt into a game of cards. And I'm not sure how I can politely decline. But I mean, maybe if you make a big enough commotion, they'll leave and then I can leave.
So the glowing behind the so you're sitting down at the table. There is the Titan to your right is staring at you impatiently, as you clearly have not picked up your cards yet. And you note that the glow behind the crates off to the left at the rear of the ship is stopped. And you note a few moments later, after some scuffling, that it starts up over on the right side of the ship.
So I'm going to sit down, I'm going to pick up my cards and throw some coin and be like, Oldie, what's up with that? What's over there? That weird glowing stuff. What's going on?
He's recharging him. That's Morgwin. Morgwin's just recharging all of the. He's the artificer. He's just recharging the bulwark. Don't worry about him. He's okay.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah. Don't drink with him though. Don't drink with that guy.
Oh, that's good to know. It's what is he recharging? Is he recharging more of like the dog upstairs, or is it like the defenses?
The defenses of the ship. There's some weird, cool stuff on the underbelly. I don't know what they are. They're clearly well beyond my understanding.
Oh, believe me, mine too. I have no idea.
Who understands all that mechanical memo job? I mean,
just a bunch of nerds, really.
A very nice bit of metal that is protecting us from the bad guys.
Oh, right. All right. Well,
artificers, right?
All right. I've traveled with them for years. I still have no idea what it is they do, to be completely honest. I just kind of glaze out when he starts talking. But listen, I have time for like one hand, and then I'm going to go if that's all right.
Well, let's just see how your luck goes. I mean, if you win, you wouldn't want to leave on an offhand, right?
Oh, Oldie, you are speaking my language.
So roll a d20 for me, and we'll see just how good your cards are.
Yeah, Cricket has a gambling problem, so this was a mistake.
A mistake or the best idea ever?
No, that was a 7. Oh,
best idea ever.
Nope, I'm gonna use the luck feat.
Yes.
I think you still have a nat 20 too.
Is it plus anything, or it's just what the die rolls?
It's the die roll.
15.
15.
I'll take the 15.
You know, your hand looks like utter crap when you first look at it, but then you're like, your gambler sense kicks in. You're like, wait, okay, if I trade this and I can get these, and you're looking at the deck and how much of the deck is gone, you're thinking, there's a good chance that the cards I need are still there. Yeah, this could be really good. And you just like, you pass 2 cards back and you get your cards and you look at them. They're this is a lucky hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And as you lay your cards out in front of you, you see the 2 metal hulks beside you slump, and they just kind of slam their cards down. Oldie's not convinced so easily, though, and you're bluffing. I got you on this one, and he throws more coin into the pot.
Oh, Oldie, I should be working right now. But you know what? All right. Here, you know what? I'm feeling lucky. I'll call. But this has to be the last hand because I got to get back to work and I don't want to get in trouble.
All right. So you throw in your money and he lays out his cards and your hands are superior. It was a 14 on the die for Oldie.
Suck it, Kobold.
You make 20. Well, you make 38 gold off of that. And you progress through another couple of hands, and the artificer comes walking out. Morgwin Delvish sees you standing there. They're sitting there at the table with his creations, and he gives you a disapproving glance. He's an older half-elven individual, and he appears to be wearing multiple, accessories, shall we say. He's wearing long golden robes with runes and magical figures marked about, and he has several prosthetic limbs that look that they are potentially not. They're definitely functional. We'll put it that way. And he walks over to you. And, what is it that you are doing at this table? You should not be here. And who is this? Oh, Oldie. Are you wasting everyone's time? It's almost time. I mean, we should not be here dawdling at this moment.
Oh, sorry, that's my mistake. I got a little turned around and I was going to leave, and then I'll have to admit, between you and me, I have a bit of a gambling problem. I'm working on it.
You have a bit of a trespassing problem.
Oh, well, I mean, I work here, so I assume in order to protect the ship, I need free reign to all of the ship, yes? Yes, correct. So I was just doing a little walkabout after the pirate attack, just making sure everyone was all right, and now that I see that you're all right, and I can just be on my way. No problem, no harm done.
Yes, well, loose lips sink ships. Keep it to yourself.
Oh, I am a vault, sir. You have no reason to fear. But I'll just be on my way. These guys, by the way, amazing workmanship. You must be very proud.
Yes, now that you mention it, I am quite proud. If you look actually right over here, I will not fall for your tricks. You must go above decks.
Oh, sorry, no tricks. I travel with an artificer. I'm so fascinated with the things that you folks are capable of. It's just absolutely impressive. So just admiring your craftsmanship. But yes,
If I catch him in my workshop, he will be done.
I will let him know that. I will tell him personally. But anyway, I have distracted you and your 2 fine metal gentlemen long enough, and I will just be on my way back upstairs. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go upstairs.
He lets you go without issue. You make your way back upstairs and out through the locked door. It has not been an hour yet, so you close the door and sort of push the lock back into place, and it just sits there the way it's supposed to.
Okay, cool. And the dog?
The dog is playing with a chew toy, right?
Every time the dog touches it, it says, Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk by. I'm just gonna pat it on its head and go up to
I think we've dubbed it K9, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you make your way back up to the top decks, and as you're coming above, you see swooping above, probably 120 feet above deck, another of these monstrosities. And this one banks sharply down to the starboard of the ship in a dive that creates a come diving from the starboard side directly towards the ship at deck level, and try to pick up one of the sailors.
Uh-oh.
And that's a
That's
nat 20. Grabbed actually the trailing line
use your
in
nat
its
one.
mouth.
If
What
we
is
were
that
keeping
nat
watch for it, do we have time to try and do anything, or?
Does Corey have a nat one?
Yeah. Oh, I donated for that.
Oh, I didn't know.
He did.
Nice.
Oh, Gabe.
I mean, if I can, I'll try to just sort of firebolt it too, because Kiki was keeping their eyes like specifically out for bird dangers.
I was totally going
Like
to cinematically
dangerous.
kill one of these
I was
his
gonna
deckhands.
automatic rifle this thing to death.
So it is making an attempt to grab one of the deck members off of the front of the ship, right off the prow, and grabs it. But the rope actually snaps it back, and it loses its direction and swings around and slams into the hull of the ship. Whereupon it is racked with an electrical attack as it arcs directly through this thing, and it falls lifeless to the ground below. To join the many bones upon the ground.
I'm going to use my wrist flamethrower to just ward off the rest of them and get them to bank wide.